Okay, and on the brakes. So bad. Ooh, yeah. Fun times. Right, let's get this thing on the ramp. Hey guys, it's Luke here and welcome back to another video. Today with the Golf, it hasn't really featured on the channel for a little while, but this car has been very busy this year. There's been a lot of changes, and of course this car, a very familiar car to my channel, definitely the flagship car, and a car which, as you well know, is not going anywhere anytime. So I thought it'd be a good idea to do a bit of an end of season update. Not necessarily all good news though, unfortunately, which we'll get onto, but yeah, this car has been very busy this year, so I wanted to do a bit of a run through and maybe a little update about what's happened this year, what I've done with it, maybe what the issues are as of right now, which I need to fix over winter, along with some winter modification plans. So let's dive in, a lot to go through with my Mark 7 Golf R track car. So after what has been a very busy year and a recent track day, this thing is a little bit tired, both cosmetically and mechanically in a few select areas. The car is filthy. As I said, this thing is fresh off a track day. I was actually at Oulton Park. So yeah, it is pretty filthy, but we're gonna gloss over that because this thing is used a lot. And in fact, let's do an updated mileage reading. 107,275. This thing hit 100,000 this year, tends to do over 10,000 miles a year, to be honest, which is good fun. A lot of people that build these kind of crazy track cars do tend to trailer them to track days and events and things. I don't really believe in that. That's why I got a second set of wheels and tyres. So this is the road set, the 2Forge ZF8 wheel with the Michelin PS5 tyre. So that's what I run either on wet track days or on the road, because this car is still used a lot on the road and is of course wearing number plates. But yeah, as I said, done a track day recently at Oulton Park. So you can see that's the sticker up here. And to be honest, as of this year, when this sunstrip and wrap was fitted earlier on this year, just before I went to the Nürburgring, this car has done Nürburgring track day, Goodwood track day, Silverstone track day, Spa evening track day, Bedford, Blyton Park, and that was Spa as well. So yes, it's been very busy. And do you know what? It has been so fun. I often say in these videos on this channel and my other social medias that this car will never go anywhere. I will never sell it. It's always been a dream of mine to build my own track car. I've always loved Golfs. They've got a serious soft spot to both me and my family, to be honest. We've always loved Golfs. My dad in the early days had, you know, Mark 1 GTI, Mark 2 GTI, that kind of thing. And without realizing, I suppose I have kind of followed in his footsteps. But those of you that have been subscribed for a while, you will remember my first Golf R, my Mark 7.5. That was a car which really got my channel off the ground, I suppose. So when I wanted to build a track car and I had a budget for it, then it had to be a Golf. It was actually going to be an i30N, Hyundai, fun fact. But yeah, this is what we have here, and this thing will keep on evolving as the years go on. As well as the wrap though that was done this year, we've obviously had some aero put on the car, obviously new wheels. We've had a few options or extras fitted to the interior, like the Alcantara dash, a few other bits and bobs here and there. But yeah, mostly this year has been for enjoying the car, really making the most of it. And yeah, really just making the most of the weather and the car and what I've built so far to really have some fun. Over the winter though, this car will still be used. At the moment it is undrivable, which I'll get onto in a minute, which is actually quite funny, bit of a problem, but we'll gloss over that for now. Yeah, it's perfect time to, well, kind of tear some more things up and evolve it even more. So some of the things that you will be seeing in some videos coming up in the next few months, some more aero. Yeah, we're going crazy with the aero. I want to do some more suspension upgrades because it dawned on me. So I've got a ton of friends that have similar cars to this, and mine compared to theirs is very high, i.e. the ride height is very high. And it dawned on me that when I got these coilovers, the KW Club Sports fitted, they were fitted and set up before I obviously took all the weight out with the interior build by Pinnacle Motorsport. So obviously we've taken a ton of weight out of the car, don't actually know how much as of yet, but obviously as a result of taking all that weight out, the car naturally sits a bit higher. So yeah, to be honest, there's definitely movement to get it lowered a little bit more, and whilst we're there, makes sense to do some more suspension upgrades because this car only has coilovers and front arms. That's all it's got. There's lots to do, so that is something that you can look forward to seeing in some videos very soon. As well as that, there's a few other little bits and bobs which I'm gonna get done, but I don't really want to give everything away. So yes, definitely keep your eyes peeled for what's coming with this car in the coming months. Ready for next year's season, which is going to be even busier. I want to do a load of tracks, ones which I haven't done before, some road trips, that kind of thing with this car because it's so much fun and I really, really enjoy it. And plus, I get to share it all with you guys as well. Suppose though I should probably tell you about what I've done in terms of my silly mistake. It happened, as I said, at Oulton Park. My last track day of the year was a very last minute decision to go up there. I took a risk, a silly risk, one which I knew kind of deep down was going to bite me in the arse, and guess what? It did! And it's to do with the brakes. Now, the brake setup that I run on the front of this car, the backs are actually pretty much standard apart from the pads, is a Forge Motorsport 6-pot big brake kit. 356mm discs, 6-pot caliper, as I said, with ceramic pads. Now, I've run this setup on the car since, in fact, it was the second thing I ever did to this car. Once we did all the power, then we put these brakes on. Naturally, I've gone through a lot of pads in that time, but I've never replaced the discs. And unfortunately, the pads that I run, the ceramic ones, are actually now discontinued with this setup. And the only other equivalent wasn't really something which I think is track suited, if you know what I mean. An aftermarket pad which can overheat very quickly, especially with how I drive this thing. It would probably overheat on the road, to be honest. And so naturally, there are plans in place to get another brake kit. You can probably see where this is going. Last minute track day, used brake kit on the front, pads probably a little bit of life left. I think, yeah, no, that'll be fine. I can do that. Just go easy on the brakes all day, because there's no point buying a new set of pads, which I don't really want, for me to then use, probably burn, and it not really work. So there was obviously no time to get the new kit fitted because it hadn't arrived at the time. Funny story with that, actually. And what I've done is I've gone metal to metal, which is just lovely. I now have the backing plates as pads. They work really well. No, they don't. It's actually awful. Because they're so sand on the inside, you even touch the brakes and it's like, oh, it's like a cheese grater which is strapped to a lawnmower, and it's, I don't know where I'm going with that, but it just sounds awful. Metallic, like grinding noise, really not fun. And that is obviously the case over here. So all of this here is all disc and backing plate all built up. Lovely. I'm hoping that people can see the reasoning. It was a stupid risk, but to be honest, I did have quite a lot of pad left, or at least I thought, but big brake kit on the way. And actually, as I said, funny story, halfway through my track day, after I realised that I'm now metal to metal, I got a delivery notification on my phone from DPD. You cannot write it, cannot write it. But yeah, that is something which will be fitted very soon because, as I said, the car is undrivable. I'll manoeuvre it around in a little bit so you can hear the noise, and headphone users, beware, because it is not a nice noise at all. There is also a few other, oh, it's locked, brilliant, little things. Oh, the keys in my pocket, that's gone well. A few other little things which I need to sort over the winter. People that have seen the car in person, you may be wondering why there's always towels in the back. Long story short, it leaks quite badly through here. These are both new, both replaced them, but if I were to peel that up, that is literally a hole straight through. So I do have a nice little fountain in the back when it rains, which is fab. And also I have a pretty bad exhaust blow. I had a look under the car. In fact, I might put it up on the ramp in a moment so I can show you. Basically, my resonator weld has completely perished. So when you start the car up, the noise doesn't come from the back, it comes from about there. So yeah, lots of little bits I need to get sorted, but this car looks a lot different than what it did this time last year in November of 2023. I'm really looking forward to seeing what it's going to look like this time next year with some of the stuff that I have planned. Hopefully it's still in one piece. That'd be bad, wouldn't it? Anyway, let's hop back in. Definitely an art to getting in this thing. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just maneuver this thing around, just comically, just so you can hear the noise that this thing makes. There's actually another noise which you'll probably hear, which I'll explain, bang, when we got the car on the ramp, because it really doesn't sound good. Anyway, into life. So, yeah, obviously there's like no sound deadening in this thing. I mean, this is the roof. If you push it from the outside, actually, you can actually see it move. But anyway, obviously I am going to get this done very soon, but just around sight here will be fine, so you can hear. Okay, and on the brakes. You probably heard that pheasant get scared then as well. I'm not surprised, mate. It sounds like a plane has just landed. I mean, listen to it. It's so bad. Try not to stall it. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I'll get it up on the ramp so we can see basically underneath the car. Show you what I think that knocking is as well, because I'm sure you would have heard that then. It's another noise that I need to sort. And yeah, just generally have a look under it and see what's going on under there. The things I do, honestly. Flipping hell. Up it goes then. Get this thing up in the air on the ramp. Sorry for the loud noise in the background. So I can show you under here. So I have a few things to show you. Have a better look at the brakes as well. I'll pop it down on the stops. So, first of all, brakes. Yeah, as I showed you, they are cooked. Now that in there, that is not pad, that is backing plate. And yeah, all this, as I said, is all pad as well. Underneath, obviously the same on the inside, completely gone, which is fun. Also under here, and that's why it's wood. Yeah, lots of bottoming out, which is fun. So anyway, moving back to the exhaust. Now, this is a Cobra Sport catback system. It's resonated and valved. However, I think because of the map, where it does occasionally pop and bang, I don't think I'm going to be able to show you this, but well, you can see pretty badly that it's leaking here from the res. You see that fracture at the top? Yeah, see that right at the top there. I don't know if that is connected to the banging noise, but I did try and do a very last minute repair, which didn't work. But basically under here, we have an exhaust mount. I think the exhaust mount is perished and is causing excessive play, because up in there you can see that the actual bracket is hitting the heat shield, which is great. And also up here as well, the valve box, and you fell over then, the valve box also hits whatever that is under there. So I think that noise is basically the exhaust fouling on stuff on the underside. Because there is so little sound deadening, it just sounds really bad. So yeah, pretty crazy. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get some solid exhaust mounts because it moves an awful lot. And that's with very little play. But yeah, rear brakes are fine, at least at the moment. I think the pads need doing. I'll probably do the discs at the same time because they're standard discs. And there's just a few other little light bits, like just repair the splitter. Some of the welds have perished. That actually happened at the Nürburgring, going down into the foxhole. It's about 140 into the foxhole, and it's so savage that I think it kind of bottomed out or something, and it pops the bumper out too. And I think when the bumper pops out, it then pushed that out and caused that to break. But yeah, this is still funny. Look at that. Oh well, stay tuned for the brake kit because it's a beast, trust me. Whilst we are under here though, my front subframe is getting a little bit crusty, so I think I might need to sort that soon. Baffled sump looking fine. And yeah, like I said, the only things that I've actually got suspension wise are the KW Club Sport coilovers and these Super Pro front arms. So I think, sorry, there is an anti-roll bar kit as well. But I think, yeah, there's definitely some movement for some more bits under here. That's my AC dripping. That's not very nice. But yeah, bit of an update with the car. Busy old year. I need to calculate how many miles exactly I've done in it this year. I'd say about 10, 12,000, which is not bad for a track car. But yeah, ooh, get it back out under here. Bit of an update, some things I need to sort. Lots of things you'll be seeing over winter with this car, getting it ready for next year. Now, this year has been really fun, and just a shame that the last track day of the year actually ended early because of a stupid mistake which should have never happened. But regardless, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and all the videos of this car so far this year, and yeah, plenty more into next year and all the years to come. But that is it for me today. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please do make sure you leave a like and make sure to subscribe for all the adventures still to come.